Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're talking about the one and only Turbo Coin. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to 110 million market cap, 12, almost 13 million volume in the last 24 hours. The markets are bleeding as expected, right? When we go and look at some of the charts that I'm about to pop up over here, something like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin right now, we can see that we are heading to a big support, right? We can see we are simply melting through. This daily candle was a huge rejection candle, right? Huge rejection, because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we did, peak up here, right? We peaked at almost 89K, but we ended the day at 82 and a half. So very big and sad day. We can see a huge 4 hour break of structure. We can see ever since then that we were, kind of just failing to go above even like 84, 85,000. Boom, we could see we kept breaking and now we are selling off. I do expect a little bit of a bounce back at 78K. I'm not saying that is the reversal, but that is where I expect price to at least bounce off of. We can see the whole market in general is bleeding, ladies and gentlemen, right? We can see something like Turbo is down 11%. Something like Myro is down 12. Some of the other altcoins are down between 5 and 9%. It is always expected for coins that are meme coins to drop to these kind of levels, right? Or not drop to these kind of levels, but drop more than other altcoins because they are a meme coin at the end of the day, right? So we can see, right? As of right now, the technical analysis shows no indication of reversals. Every time there were minor possibilities, it never completed either step 2, 3, or 4, right? I've been saying, if we really want to be officially bullish, we need to reclaim the 0.003 area, this big territory over here, because that is actually our big support and resistance, where those weeks and weeks worth of data. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's looking pretty bad because we have a lot of imbalance, right? We have a lot of imbalance. Remember, Turbo shot from this price down here, right? Down here all the way up here in a week, and it pretty much left no support and resistance. When we go on the daily, we can see just straight couple green days of it going up. And now we're back down all the way here. So not looking good, but kind of expected, right? Especially with the more and more data that's always been presenting, right? We talked about how, we broke out of this area. We had to bounce off here in order to go up. We showed zero lifeline, pretty much zero life. We broke through. We retested. We kept breaking lower. As you can see, multiple 4 hour rejection candles right over here. And now we are selling off, right? The good thing I will say, ladies and gentlemen, right, when it comes to Turbo, meme coins, and in general, is that the Bitcoin dominance is going up higher and higher. Now, you might think, well, Bitcoin dominance in general going higher, that means, altcoins might potentially suffer more. And that's true. But at the end of the day, for this journey to turn around and to really be in our favor, we really have to pretty much get to the 69 to 71% zone before, we can even consider altcoins consistently pumping green, right? And that applies for literally Turbo and any other coin, right? We can see the altcoins are bleeding out. I mean, the whole market right now is bleeding out. If we actually go to pretty much the total market cap, right, we can see that we are bleeding out. The only little minor support is right here at 2.45 trillion in market cap. But other than that, right, we have this diagonal support over here, but we also have this big support over here, roughly at 2.3 to 2.45 trillion support. So right, we have this big zone. This was the area where we were consolidating off of for months, right? For many months, 7.5 months before we broke up. And now we can see we are retesting. I still believe in general that we are creating a higher low, right? We have these lows over here, and we are going to be creating a higher low with Bitcoin, whether it is at, 78K, 80K, 75, right? For me, it doesn't really matter too much. We have to go into the smaller time frame to really start getting the minor details. But the big general picture is that we are still going to be continuing to go up higher and higher, right? Right now is just probably going to be the most rough it is going to be, right? But overall, I still expect this quarterly candle to be more of, if anything, a liquidity sweep of the 76,000 and a half, maybe go a little bit lower, retest, and then start flipping to, bullish momentum, kind of like the way we did over here many, many months ago last year, right? Now, I don't want it to be dragged out this long once again. I don't want it to be dragged out this long once again because, 7.5 months of retesting just to push up for 3 months, very, very annoying. But at the end of the day, I do not control the markets. I am simply someone who participates in it. So, turbo, right? Turbo, 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 turbo. Turbo right now is going to be approaching, objectively a very, very good price, right? We can see though, we do have this monthly order block all the way down here. So be careful of that. Order blocks are very, very huge. It is where institutions like to buy and sell and manipulate price. So, be careful, be wary of this, right? It might drop below 0.001, right? This would be a fantastic buying opportunity. I myself might consider buying here. I did say in the previous video that I'll probably buy somewhere up here, right? Somewhere up here. But then I was like, you know what? I know this is going to slam lower. I am not going to buy up there. I'm just going to wait a little bit more so I could get a more, premium price. I will be telling people in Discord whether or not I bought or if I held or if I sold. So if you want to know, join the Discord community. You guys are more than welcome. But yeah, so those are pretty much the price points we have to be very, very, open about this monthly institutional candle, this big weekly support. Those two areas are pretty much going to be the key zones I am looking at. In the bigger picture, I still expect Turbo to rebound. I still expect Turbo at the minimum to get near all-time highs, worst case scenario. So with that being said, I don't mind double downing on this coin at one point. Obviously, you guys don't have to follow that plan. Some of you guys, probably went all out near the tops or in the middle or the bottom. I wouldn't know. There's literally, hundreds of people that watch my videos every day, thousands that follow me. So, of course, I can't speak for everyone, but I know some people are in panic. Some people are loving this. And it really just depends on, your education in the markets, how much money you're risking in terms of, does this need to count? Does this money mean everything to me, or is this just some extra play money, right? Everyone has a different financial situation. But yeah, as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, there are no signs of any reversals. And if there are, I'm going to let you know. Remember, for there to be very, very big reversal signs, we have to start reclaiming, big key zones, and definitely the 0.0033 area, right? That is something we really, really have to reclaim. And yeah, we just have to be careful about it, right? So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. Remember not to panic too much. All right, this is a meme coin at the end of the day, so you have to be a little careful. But there are many, many, many buying opportunities that are going to be happening with crypto and just in general life over the next few weeks, which I am personally really excited about. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.